Please be upstanding for the graduands and the official parties.
hara mai rā e ngā mata waka e ka wea mai ngā moe moea o rātou mahe. Takahia mai rā te arata poke poke ki a whai a koutou i ngā mātauranga nō te kuninga ki pūre huroa e. Koutou rā te hauka e ngā mōkau ki runga tāmaki ki raro. Tēnei mātou mihi atu nei mana ki hia tō tātou whare mātauranga e. Nau mai, hara mai, whakatau mai rā.
A tēnā koutou katoa, nā mihi nui katoa. Warm greetings to you all gathered here today. I declare this congregation to be in session. Please remain standing while we start our proceedings today with the University Waiata Te Kuninga ki Purihuroa. Thank you. Please be seated. A tēnei te mihi atu, ki te iti, ki te rahi, te katoa. Koutou kua roika mai nei i tēnei rangi nui whakaharahara. I tangi tonu ana te nākau, mō rātou kua naro i te tirohanga kanohi haere, koutou haere o te atu. Kia tātou te kanohi ora e hui nei i raro i te maru o Oteha, tēnā tātou. A ki te iwi kāinga, Ngāti Wātua ki Kaipara, tai atu ki ona pīringa katoa, tēnā koutou katoa, no reira e nā karangatanga katoa. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Vice Chancellor, Massey University Council members, members of the university community, members of the Auckland Campus Graduation Committee, distinguished guests, graduates and families. Welcome. My name is Michael Ahi. I am Chancellor of the Massey University Council, which means I chair the group responsible for overseeing the university's governance, as well as having the very great pleasure in presiding over graduation ceremonies to the successful students of Massey University. Firstly, my thanks to all involved in putting this ceremony together. Graduation is always a special event for the university, and I extend a very warm welcome to you all again to this autumn graduation for 2021, the third of 8 ceremonies here in Auckland. At Massey, we strive to solve the real-world problems that stand to make a difference in people's lives. Through the combined efforts of our research and our teaching, new solutions and discoveries are made to address the challenges that face us all. Graduates of Massey University complete their chosen course of study with more than knowledge. they leave with the capability and confidence to change the world around them, to establish new pathways, lead the way forward, and make life better for those around them. We are immensely proud of the entrepreneurial spirit that our graduates possess. This week, Massey will be awarding to a total of 1,603 students. That's a lot of handshakes for me. And at this ceremony, degrees will be conferred and diplomas awarded in the Massey Business School, a total of 165 in person and a further 21 in absentia. Ladies and gentlemen, graduations are festive occasions and our biggest celebrations, one of our biggest celebrations of academic success. And while today is about you, the graduands, it is also about your family and your friends who have encouraged and supported you and who are here tonight to acknowledge your success. So to those of you in the audience, when your loved one takes the stage shortly, don't hold back. Be exuberant. Be loud. Their few seconds on stage mean all the more for you being here. So please don't be afraid to contribute fully to their experience. Graduands, by the end of today, you will be part of a Massey alumni family, more than 150,000 people strong. And as Chancellor, I welcome you to this new whānau and hope that through the many connections it offers, your careers will be supported and indeed your lives enhanced. And I say this to you because your university cares about you. You're each part of the Massey University legacy, part of a story now written, and part of the chapters yet to come. The voice of you, our tauira, our students, is a key part of the narrative of our university, and it's important that we listen to you and chart our future direction together. Graduands, before you cross the stage in a moment, I wish you congratulations once more. Continue to work hard. Take all the opportunities that life gives you. I know that you will continue to aim high and succeed in whatever you choose to accomplish in your life. Do us proud. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, a tēnā koutou, a tēnā huhui mai tātou katoa. By the authority, therefore, of the Council of Massey University, I, Michael Ahi, Chancellor, will now award the certificates and diplomas and confer the degrees on those to be presented and on those in absentia. Associate Professor Patricia Bossens, Leadership Development and Coaching Leader, will call the names of graduates and recipients of certificates and diplomas in the Massey Business School. Professor Stephen Kelly, Pro Vice Chancellor, Massey Business School, will hand out the parchments.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Certificate in Business Studies the candidate I'm about to name, Stephen John Blacklock. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Diploma in Business Studies the candidates I'm about to name. Jamie Christopher Bonner. Frances Elizabeth Christie. Carmel Louise Cross. Renata Talitha Erlang. Janelle Allison Johnson. Farah Mercer. Maliha Sultana. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Diploma in Communication the candidates I'm about to name. Alexander Philip Ruck. Navjeet Singh. Charlotte Louise Stewart. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Business the graduands I am about to name. Mark Daniel Allen. Boban Angelovsky. Shu Bai. Joachim Jacobus Barnett. James Simon Barton. Olivia Lauren Joy Boot. Nicholas Richard Burns. Jaifu Chen. Leo William Thomas Copley. Curtis Ray Fitzgerald. Shannon Georgia Freer. Chuyu Kui. Janice Kaur. Ruben Hunes. Mei Chung-si Huang. Russell James Knight, Massey Scholar. Jiswan Lee. Xing Lin. Xiaoling Lu. Caitlin Marie McFarlane. Ellie Jade Martinovich. Jason Israel Oribiana Matias. Liam John McCook. Connor McNall. Amy Isabel Mills. Rancy Na. Quinn Phuong Diem Nguyen. Tio Tenda Tendaye Nangoni. Danica Francis O'Brien. Mariana Terry Potts. Donovan Bernard Rucastle. Ethan Craig Callian Scott. Wenjie Tang. Yifan Wang. Chibo Wang. Keela Webster. Xingyang Wei. Aqua Sabrina Wimp. Alicia Rose Whitehead. Jordan Roy Wilson. Tierra Victoria Wilson. Yufan Wu. Yiming Su. Yanan Ben Young. Yao Yao Ye. Chenlong Jen. Sichi Dang. Chongbo Zhang. Leming Zhao. Alicia Jane Anderson. Amber May Foster Anderson, Massey Scholar. Daniel Richard Bowie. Kayla Tegan Bratty. Erica Louise Crate. Xiaorong Chen. Holly Olivia Douglas. Molly Isabella Marie Dunn. Christina Tulipe Farafili. Rachel Veronica Feast. Olivia Angela Garrett. Olivia Katarina Geddes. Isabella Carissa Ganadaja. Lily Henwood. Sophia Ignativa. Natalie Ann Jones. Tracy Catherine Leonard Rogers. Jenna Mary Lowe, Massey Scholar. Grace Rose McCormick. Grace Elizabeth Masters. Rosa Marie McIntosh. Georgia Lily Melville. Aiko Mudoka. Erin Thompson. Louisa Cheyenne Nofu Tuilotolava. Bo Jane Vipond. Sarah Frances Woodhams. Thank you, Chancellor.
Kia ora anō. It's now my great pleasure to invite Lily Wang to address the graduates. Lily will share her own journey from a new migrant to an established and successful entrepreneur. As a young small-town girl, Lily completed her bachelor's in banking at a top Chinese university and arrived soon after in New Zealand in 1991. Lily always had a passion for learning and thought that the perfect way to start her new life was to study in her new homeland. She chose Massey University for her postgraduate diploma in banking as well as her master's in business studies. Today, Lily is the owner and publisher of the Chinese Herald Group, an ethnic media company that includes social media channels, a news website, and the most widely read Chinese language newspaper in the country. Lily is here to impart what she's learned since she was sitting in your position. Ladies and gentlemen, please a warm welcome to Lily Wang.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of Council, university staff, students, fellow, and friends. I'm Lily Wang, the owner and the CEO of Chinese Herald. It is a great honor for me to be here to share my journey and a few words for advice. First, I offer my congratulations to you and your fellow on your graduation. When I think back to my own graduation from Massey in 1998, though some of you may not have been born yet, I remember how proud I was, and just being here again, especially in these robes, brings back so many memories. This has been an unusual year for us all. I count myself very lucky to be a Kiwi and living in a country where once again we are allowed to gather together like this. Even while we celebrate, I feel it is important to acknowledge that we have all been through a very challenging and a tough time. As graduates, you face a set of challenges that you were not expecting, and many of your plans will have been disrupted. But adversity is a not bad thing, and it is during the tough times that we build character and learn the skills that will help us through the rest of our lives. And one day in the future, when you are in New York, London, Shanghai, or the top of Commercial Bay, you will look back at this time and be grateful for it. Today, as I look around the room, I see a diverse group of people, far more multicultural than it was in my day. I would like to share with you my migrant story in the hope that it might inspire you. I landed in Auckland on the 2nd December 1991, so it has been almost 30 years that I have lived in New Zealand. I arrived with a big suitcase, a head full of dreams, but empty pockets. Even though I had already completed my undergraduate finance degree at one of the top universities, Nankai Daxue, and I had worked in a leading bank in China, I always knew I wanted to further my education in New Zealand. Through my research, I found that Massey University was the best choice for me. I studied a postgraduate diploma in banking at Massey in 1993. After I finished a year later, I continued my education with a Master Business Studies. Looking back, I have to admit, it was not easy to study in a foreign language in a new country. I'm sure many of you will have had a similar experience, feeling like you have to work twice as hard as your classmates to complete the same work. But in the end, it was all worth it, and that experience forced us to become strong and gave us the tools we needed for success. During my studies, I was fortunate to find a job at ASB Bank, so I worked full-time and studied part-time, finished my master's in 1998. I'm proud to say I did well during my 5 years at the bank. The skills that I had learned at Massey served me well, and I was consistently a top performer. One of my biggest achievements was in 1997, when I was one of the 4 finalists for Young Bank of the Year for the whole country. However, I didn't just rest there. Massey had told me to always strive for more, so I left the bank and started my own mortgage brokering business. When I became self-employed, I knew the key to my success would be connecting with clients and showing them I was trustworthy. I chose Chinese Herald to print my advertisements. They are a leading newspaper that I read since I arrived in New Zealand. Shortly afterwards, I became a writer for Chinese Herald. Again, I used the knowledge I gained from Massey Business School to write a financial column that helped motivate and educate migrants to achieve their financial goals. I received great feedback and developed a large following, which helped my business succeed. Running my own mortgage brokering company for 18 years, the business was extremely successful, with 1 in 10 people in the Chinese community being my personal clients. It was very rewarding helping migrants through my services to find their own slice of paradise in this beautiful country. But as you can tell, I'm the kind of person who never stops challenging myself, so when 6 years ago, the opportunity to purchase Chinese Herald came up, I took it. As you may or may not know, Chinese Herald has been around since 1994, the voice for Chinese migrants living in New Zealand. I would say Chinese Herald is loved and trusted by our readers. As well as delivering news, Chinese Herald acts as a friend and a support network to the thousands of migrants who live in New Zealand, nourishing both their minds and their soul. Communicating in their mother tongue helps people to stay connected to their roots as they adjust to a new country. Since I took over, we have expanded our delivery channels from newspaper only to website and social media, increased our readership, and been acknowledged with many awards both in New Zealand and internationally. I have thoroughly enjoyed my 6 years as part of the media industry, even the difficult 2020 and this year. With a team of over 20 people and their family to support, this has weighed heavily on me. However, thanks to some new opportunities and faithful friends, including Massey University, we have strived to succeed. When I reflect on my journey from young student to my position today as a business owner and an entrepreneur, one opportunity has led to the next, but it all starts back with deciding to study at Massey University. Massey gave me the tools I needed to help myself become successful. It supported me as a student and continues to support me today, and this is why I try to act as a good ambassador. I have always been proud to tell my friends and family that it is because I chose this prestigious university that made me who I am today. Now, as the owner of a media outlet, I'm honored to promote university to a wide audience, both in New Zealand and in China. So, as a business graduate, as you enter the workforce, I'd like to encourage you to work hard, to save money, and to pay off your student loan as soon as possible. You need to take responsibility for your own life and establish yourself in order to be able to look after people around you. Your achievements here today are hard-earned, but graduation is just the start of your lifelong journey. As you progress into the working world, you may find it's different to your expectations. You will have a boss and a colleague to deal with, and you might have to start lower on the ladder than you thought. However, I would encourage you to always listen, learn, and be humble. There's a lesson to be learned from every challenge you encounter. It may not be obvious at first, but later in life, you will draw on what you have learned from those difficult experiences. I have come a long way from that small-town girl with a head full of dreams, but one thing that has not changed is my drive to succeed and always be the best I can be. When I was at Massey, I want to be a best student. When I worked at the bank, I wanted to be a top performer. When I was self-employed, I wanted to be a high achiever. Now I'm a business owner. I want to be a good boss and to help new migrants that are in the same place where I was 30 years ago. As you progress into your careers, you will have many highs and lows, but it will be your own determination that will keep you going. just as it has done during your time here. A huge congratulations to you all. I know you have a bright future ahead of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lily, for telling your story and some wonderful words of wisdom there. Thank you again, Lily. Kia ora mai tātou. Now we will continue with the conferment of degrees and the award of university certificates and diplomas.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma in Business Studies the candidates I am about to name. Anuja Harshad Ganpule. Lakshmi Kumuti Janghaila. Oh. Amelia Alice Gibson. Edgar Ronald Ryan. Jeffrey Van Kung Yik. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Certificate in Business the candidate I am about to name. Tuari Ri Moana Brian Panapa Parkin. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Postgraduate Diploma in Business the candidates I'm about to name. Bamidele Blessing Adesina. Liseth Arojo Torres with distinction. Hester Maria Burnett with distinction. Hermina Hoteski. Valentina Andrea Leon Valdivi. Yuki Lee. Sanjona Mazumda with distinction. Hannah Wendy Melhuish. Mario Menezes. Shinang Pratikumar Parikh. Xing Qing. Atika Vikashni Singh. Vivek Vataparambil Soman. Regina Lucy Y. Jang. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Management the graduands I'm about to name. Frances Stephanie Burnett. Marie Dominique Lucas Kalubakwib. Yanling Chan. Sarah Rachel Crabb, with distinction. Roy Choi. Wan Ding. Jing Fang. Xiaoming Feng. Toying Guan. Yuchi Hu. Lin Li. Sing Li. Yanhang Li. Nai Ma. Jonan Mai. Ochanbao Meng. Shibo Meng. Anne Thi Nu Nugan, with distinction. Nati Tuyet Pham, with distinction. Mashira Khan Pratoma. Sing Chi Shu. Li Tao. Xiaoming Wang. Xiaoxing Wang. Xian Wei, with distinction. Wan Xing Wu. Shaoshan Singh. Lin Yiting Wang. Zefang Yang, with distinction. Meng Yang. Yini Yang. Shai Zhang. Chancellor, the degrees are also conferred and the certificates and diplomas are also awarded to those who are in absentia. Thank you, Chancellor.
Thank you, everybody. It is now my pleasure to invite Russ Knight to make the valedictory address on behalf of the students. Russ wound up his studies at Massey after a stint at summer school. He then found himself hunting for his first career as a bona fide professional. An experience, he says, pushed him out of his comfort zone, prompting him to grow as an individual. After a slew of rejection letters and sporadic interviews, he landed his ideal role. Now as an HR and recruitment coordinator based on the North Shore, he's breathing a sigh of relief and is busy putting his skills into practice. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Russ to the stage.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Haere mai, and welcome to you all. Thank you, Vice-Chancellor, Chancellor, Council, and staff. Thank you to all the supporters who have gathered here in celebration of our graduating class. It is an honour to stand before you on this momentous occasion, representing my peers from the Massey University Business School. When I was asked to speak here tonight, I agreed without hesitation. And then, 10 minutes later, once all of the excitement had worn off, the magnitude of this task dawned upon me. How could I express the feelings of countless other students who each journeyed through a unique experience at their time at Massey University? Because the truth is, we all paved our own way to this ceremony. We all made our own sacrifices and confronted our own challenges to get here tonight. For some of us, that challenge was simply peeling ourselves out of bed for an 8 a.m. lecture. For the rest of us, the challenges of student life ran far deeper. However, we all share one value in common: fortitude, the ability to show courage in the face of adversity. Because despite enduring one of the most difficult academic years in recent history, we have each emerged from 2020 as empowered university graduates with bright futures ahead of us. And that is no small achievement. Think back to the year that was. Student life was flipped upside down, and we were forced to adapt to a new manner of learning. Painfully awkward Zoom classes, digital group work that was near impossible, completing assignments while our siblings, parents, and/or flatmates roamed the house, making as much noise as humanly possible. Yet through isolation, we were torn down and rebuilt, molded into the toughest graduating class of our generation. And so, upon reflection, I would encourage you all to change your perspective on the year 2020. Remember it not as the year of COVID-19, but as the year that we each experienced unfathomable growth, human growth that will shape our journeys into the workforce and beyond. We will be eternally stronger thanks to the hard lessons that we learned during our definitive year of tertiary study. We are equipped and we are prepared for anything that this life may throw at us. And to that end, we owe ourselves, our families, friends, teachers, and the entire team at Massey University a debt of gratitude. To quote the great Muhammad Ali, "It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wear you out, it is the pebble in your shoe." My friends, keep your eyes on that mountain and never give up on your dreams. Thank you all, e noho rā, good night.
Thank you, Russ, for a wonderful valedictory address. Would all our graduates now please stand? He honara nui te whakatau atu I a koutou, hei raukua o te kuninga ki pūre huroa. It is my great honour to welcome you as alumni of Massey University. The award of a university degree carries many privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I charge you as graduates of Massey University to use what you've learnt for your own betterment and for the benefit of your communities. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and discovery. I charge you to remember the lessons Massey University has taught you about the worth of others, particularly those who've not had the opportunities that you have had. I charge you to set goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. And in all that you do, I charge you to be deserving of the good name of Massey University. Congratulations. You may now be seated.
Tēnā tātou te pori. Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations once more to our graduates. And I reminded Russ of your words. Great fortitude has been applied in an extraordinary year, so you will all be remembered for that. At the conclusion of this ceremony, please, guests, would you remain in your seats until the processions have left the auditorium? And it now just turns to me to declare this congregation to be adjourned. If I could ask you all to please stand and join with us in singing, to close our ceremony, the national anthem, God Defend New Zealand.